sure you guys have heard of Instacart. I've been doing Instacart for a little while now, and it definitely has its pros and cons. One pro that I love is that you will have the ability to make money on a daily basis, and that money will be yours on a daily basis. So if you have something that you need to do right away, you can definitely rely on Instacart for that. So we're going to get into the details. I'm going to give you guys the pros and cons and just basically an easy tutorial on how you can get started. Let's get into it. Hi everybody, welcome back. I hope everybody's doing good today. I'm doing great. Back with another video for you guys, and happy new year. This should be my first video of 2024. I'm wishing everyone a blessed and productive 2024. So we're gonna go ahead and get straight into this video. This is something that I wanted to do for you guys because I have started back doing Instacart, and I had stopped doing Instacart. I started it and then I stopped doing it back in the spring, and I did not want my account to get deactivated. I don't even know if you will get deactivated, if you don't do it for quite some time. I've been doing it consistently since November, so I was like, you know what? I want to do a tutorial type video for those of you out there who may want to start Instacart, but you want to learn more about it. There are plenty of tutorial videos here on YouTube, so you can definitely go ahead and check those out also. But this is going to be, the way I do it. Everybody does it differently, and so we're going to go ahead and get into that. I'm just going to start off by telling you what I like about Instacart. Also giving you guys some pros and cons and, different tips and tricks. So that's going to be the first portion of the video. And then I'm going to walk you guys through the app and show you guys some different resources that you can use in the app that will definitely be helpful for you if you are a beginner. And then I'm just going to show you guys a small order, and I'm going to show you guys a big order, just so that you guys can see how it's done, how easy it is, and any type of hiccups that can occur with either of the orders. Okay, so let's talk about the sign up process. The sign up process with Instacart is super easy. It doesn't take long. They will do a background check, like they check your criminal background, and they also check your motor vehicle report. Once you are cleared to start shopping with Instacart, you will get a digital card that you can use at stores. So you won't be able to use it at all stores, but you will be able to use it at some stores. I believe when I got my digital card, I was able to use it at Walgreens and maybe Kroger, and I don't remember where else, but you will be able to use that digital card at certain stores. And then once you get your physical card in the mail, you'll be able to use it at any store. You can be on as a full service shopper, or you can be on as an in-store shopper. It's totally up to you. You will be able to do both of those type of shops. Okay, everybody, so it is New Year's Eve, so there are a lot of fireworks in the background. But as far as batch pay, there really is no set batch pay. It's really going to just depend on the batch. So it's going to depend on how far it is, how many items they have, the weight of the items, the expected time needed to shop the batch. So it really will just depend. Also, if there are boosts on the batch, if there are promos going on, heavy pay. So some batches typically, small batches are typically between like $7 and $9. But if a customer puts a bigger tip on that batch, then it could be more than that. So it's really just going to depend on all of those factors. You will be able to see the exact pay of the batch before you accept the batch. You do not have to accept every batch, only accept the batches that are going to work for you and what you want to do. And of course, tips can be increased. I've had a lot of customers increase tips after I drop off the order. That doesn't happen all the time though. I would say that most customers tip at least $2, but you do have a percentage of customers who don't tip at all, and then a percentage of customers who do tip pretty good. So it's really just gonna depend. A lot of people who have done Instacart like during the pandemic and stuff like that talk about how the pay isn't as good anymore and how they don't pay you as much for the batches. So it's definitely not as good as it used to be for people who used to work it during the pandemic. I never worked it during the pandemic, so I'm not quite sure about that, but I definitely believe them when they say that. Okay, so the only shops that I do are the full service shops. I go into the store, I shop the order, and I deliver it to the customer's home. So let me just tell you guys about how I do Instacart. I do not do big orders. The only way I'll do a big order is if it's a huge tip on it. If the order is like $40 and you have to shop for 60 items and you're getting like a $6 tip, like I'm not going to do that type of order. And that's just me. There are a lot of people who love big orders. I'm not a big order person. I don't shop like that for myself. I'm the type of person that I go into the grocery store and I get a few items a few times a week. I'm not a big bulky grocery shopper, not since my kids are grown and out the home. I only have one child at home, and so I don't buy a lot of groceries like that. So I don't like shopping like that for other people. Me personally, I do small orders, so orders that are like 10 items or less, and typically that type of order is going to pay between like $7 and $10, you know, with a tip. Those orders for me are very easy, so I'm going to do what's easy and what's convenient for me. You can do one of those orders in 30 minutes. You drove to the store, shopped the order, and delivered the order. So normally that takes like 30 minutes. So if you make $8 doing that order and you do 2 of those in an hour, you're making like $16 an hour. So Instacart can pay between like $16 and $25 an hour. So it's going to depend on where you're located. I am in Metro Atlanta. I'm in the Henry County area. This area is a very busy area, you know, so I would say the weekends are really, really busy, and you can get some busy days during the week. I mainly do Instacart on the weekends. The weekdays to me are kind of slow. So, you know, they tend to pick up in the evenings, and I don't really get out in the evenings and do Instacart often. Really just depends on the day, your location, you know, and what stores are near you, how many other shoppers are in your area. It depends on all of that type of stuff. I am a morning person, so I like doing Instacart early in the morning. So like between 6 and 11 a.m. is when I like to do Instacart. I am not a fan of doing it after that time, because to me, it's not quite worth it, because you're going to be dealing with more people on the roads, more people in the stores. That means longer lines, and you want to make it work for you. You want to do it to where it's efficient for you. You know what I mean? And you have to always think, okay, if somebody offered me $7 in cash to go into a store at 12 p.m. with a bunch of customers and a lot of traffic on the roads, and go buy them 6 different items and drive to their house, would I do it? So that's the way I look at it. So mornings are super smooth, not a lot of people on the roads, in and out of the stores, you're not dealing with any traffic. So if you want to do Instacart and you want it to be easy for you, I highly recommend doing small orders. You know, start off with small orders. That way you can kind of see how it goes. The more you do it, the easier it will be for you. You will learn the stores, you will learn the products and everything, and it's going to be super easy for you. So one thing that I really like about Instacart is the fact that I think it's after you do 10 batches. I could be wrong. I will correct myself on the screen if I'm wrong. After you do 10 batches, you will be able to cash out instantly. So this is a really good thing for those of you, if you have something that needs to be paid that day, if you have a bill that needs to be paid that day, if you need money right away, this is definitely a great side hustle for that, because you can get instant pay, you can get daily cash outs. And so, you know, I think you can cash out like 5 times a day instantly. So another thing that I want to say is make sure that you're staying on top of your car maintenance when you do Instacart. Please do not dog your car out driving fast, because, you know, we are timed on certain things. You know, please don't dog your car out for Instacart. Make sure you're driving safely. Make sure you take care of your car in the meantime. Anytime I do Instacart, if I've been, you know, doing quite a few batches for the day, I get out of my car at the end of the day, I check my tires, because when I first started doing Instacart, I ended up getting a nail in my tire like a few days later. You know what I mean? So, you know, and I had to get a brand new tire, and that was like $200. So I recommend checking your car. You know what I'm saying? Checking your tires, making sure that everything is cool with your car. And like I said, do not dog your car out. Treat your car with care, because there will be wear and tear on your vehicle. Now, with that being said, depending on how many hours you work, whatever you make from Instacart that day, so let's just say you make $80. $20 is probably going to go back into your tank. So I would say like 25% of what you make will go back into your tank. So just be aware of that. That money is not going to be profit, because of course you have to put gas back in your car so that you can get around and move and groove and do your normal, you know, weekly activities. So always keep that in mind. And I also want to state, you are an independent contractor with Instacart. You will have to pay taxes on your earnings. If you make over $600 in a calendar year, they will send you a 1099 that you will have to file with your taxes. And again, you're going to have to pay taxes on that money. So, you know, depending on, you know, how much you make, it's just going to depend on how much you're taxed. Make sure you're keeping track of of the gas that you spend to do Instacart, any type of materials that you use. If you want a freezer bag, make sure that you write that off. Keep your receipts. Also, you will learn this when you start Instacart, but you do not give customers receipts. You do not put receipts in their bags. You hold on to those receipts. Also, I don't park in customers' driveways unless I absolutely have to. I park on the street and walk up. You know, you don't want to park in their driveway and then they say you stained their driveway with your car, or you hit their car with your car, or, you know, again, to each his own. You do what works for you. But me personally, I don't park in driveways. I'm a walker anyway, so I don't mind extra steps and things like that. So I don't park in anyone's driveway. I don't want any type of liabilities or troubles or anything like that. This is just something that I do on the side for extra money. This is not my main source of income. I don't want any trouble. You know what I mean? So again, it's up to you. When a customer lives off of a street and not like in a cul-de-sac type thing or neighborhood subdivision, I definitely, you know, park in their driveway. But, you know, for the most part, I park on the side. I think the last thing I want to cover is ratings. Okay, so a lot of people get hung up on ratings. I wouldn't be hung up on ratings because you cannot control everything. You may eventually get a 1-star rating. Again, I got a 1-star rating for delivering green bananas. I've also received a 1-star rating because I accidentally delivered to the wrong house. So, you know, the 1-star for the bananas wasn't necessary, but delivering to the wrong house is. So you just want to make sure that you're, you know, paying attention. All of this happened when I was fairly new with Instacart. So all I want to say is don't take ratings personally. Just look at what you did and look at what you can do to improve. Now, you know, I've learned to like count the houses and count the addresses to make sure I'm at the right address. I also take a picture of the person's mailbox with their number on the mailbox. So you cannot say I delivered to the wrong home. So, you know, you learn as you go. You know what I mean? But I've been under a 4.7 rating before and I still got great batches with great tips. So ratings, they matter, but they don't. You know what I mean? So just know you may get a 1-star. You don't take it personally. Make any improvements that you need to make and you will be fine. But, you know, just make sure you provide great customer service. I have tons of 5-star ratings, which outweigh the 2 1-stars that I've gotten. So once you go online, this is what you will see. If there are batches in your area, you will see the batches. So I want to add that in my area, I do not have to leave my house to get batches. I live in a very popular area. The area is continually growing, and so I don't have to leave the house to get batches. So unfortunately, everybody will not be in that position. You may have to leave your home to get batches and go to specific stores. I do want to show you guys these batches because this particular batch right here is not a good batch in my opinion. Again, this is my opinion. Everyone's different, but this is 2 different batches. You're going to shop at 2 different stores, Family Dollar and Aldi, and you are going to drop off at 2 different stores. You'll get paid $9.70 in batch earnings and a $3.20 tip. Not a good batch in my opinion. That's 20 items. You can actually do 2 of the smaller type batches that I do and make like $6 more than that. So, you know, it's totally up to you. You always have to think about if it's worth your time and your effort. But you see down here, you can scroll and see what foods are in the batch. I avoid difficult items, so let's just say if it was like a deli sub at Publix, I wouldn't go do that batch because the deli has a huge long line. So, you know, just different things that you can look at. But this is not a good batch in my opinion. Now, if there are any promos going on, you will see that on this page. Also, this particular day, which was December 31st, there was a guaranteed earnings promo. They're guaranteeing a $64 earning on 6 batches. So if I earned less than that after completing 6 batches, they're going to top me up, and that doesn't include tips. So let's just say I earned $36 doing 6 batches. They would turn around and give me the remaining up to the $64. And like I said, the tips are extra. So I did do one of these promos yesterday. I wasn't able to do it today. I was too tired. I did my 2 batches today and I came home. So as you see, this is the one that I did on December 30th. Get $74 guaranteed earnings for 6 batches. They do honor that. As soon as you complete the required amount of batches, they top you up and give you the money. I did earn some pretty good money that particular day. I will show that to you guys also. So right here, this is where you can see your earnings. I've already cashed out today, so I don't have any earnings at the moment. I did make $27 and some change today. But in this area right here, you will be able to see this week's peak earning hours for your location. So in Henry County, Sunday, which is today, you can earn up to 5% more. You can see that on the daily, and you can also see that on the hourly, and that's going to be for this particular week. So they do update this every Thursday evening, so you will be able to see, what the peak earning day is going to be. Now, sometimes this is not quite right, but it is saying between 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. you can earn up to 5% more. Sometimes this is wrong. So, for example, they're saying Sunday is going to be the busiest day, which is today, when in actuality, yesterday was busier than today. So sometimes it's right, sometimes it's wrong, sometimes it just depends. It really just depends. The money sign is where you can see your transaction history and your weekly earnings. So for the current week, I've earned $244.62. And that's just me doing it here and there a few days. That's not me going hard or anything like that. Like I said, I am not a full-time Instacart person. I just do it on the side to make money. You can also see that I've cashed out here. I've cashed out a few times a day. So like I said, I believe it's up to 5 times a day that you can cash out. Again, that money goes to your debit card instantly, and it's available to you, and that's what makes Instacart a really good side hustle. Just the availability to get paid fast. A lot of side hustles take days or even weeks to pay you. In this section, you can see your stats. As you see, I have a lot of compliments. I do have a pretty good rating also. And then you'll also see your accuracy, your speed. You'll see all of that in the stats, and you'll also see your rating as well. I'm not going to show that portion because it does have my full name there. But, you'll also see your cancellation rate. Your cancellation rate does not need to go above 15%. I've only canceled batches twice. You'll also see, your speed. So this is just the area where you can keep track of your stats. So in this area right here, you will be able to make changes to your profile, add your card, look at your current orders, look at your reimbursement requests if you have any. You'll also be able to see your batch eligibility. So you'll complete these steps as you go along. So when you get your physical card, you'll activate your physical card. Once you get your cooler bag, you will take a picture of your cooler bag. They will look at it and approve it. You will take like a little test or something, I forgot. And so you'll be able to deliver prescriptions. Also, you'll be able to opt in for bulky batches and heavy batches as well, and shop only orders. So if you decide to deliver alcohol, you will have to do some type of test or something. It will be in this area. I don't have that option for some reason, and that's fine. So, but this is the area that you would go to for that. They also have safety trainings that you can do if you just want to learn how to remain and keep safe while doing Instacart. And then they also have shopping tips. So if you have any questions regarding shopping, you can type it in the search bar and it'll give you an article that you can read. But they have all type of articles and things that you can learn to kind of stay on top of it. If this is something that you wanted to do full time, you definitely want to kind of make sure that you stay on top of everything. Now they also have demo orders. So if you're really scared and you don't want to start off, you don't want to do a regular order, you can like go to a store. It's going to be different depending on what area you're in, and you can do a demo order, and it's kind of going to look like a real order. You guys will see when I show you my actual order, it's going to look like a real order. So you can do that and not really do an order. So that's something that you can do if you're in the mood. If you're in the grocery store and they have a demo order for that particular store, you can just kind of practice that way, and that'll kind of make you feel a little bit more comfortable before you do an actual order. So the app is really good. They have tons of different things that will help you as a shopper. And, the app is not perfect. Sometimes things glitch, and, you can refresh the app. You can check your connectivity, make sure everything's good with the app. But for the most part, I haven't really had any issues. So I think that their app is pretty user friendly. Okay, everybody, so as you see, the smaller orders are very easy. If you are new, I highly recommend smaller orders. Now I just want to show you guys a bigger order, and I don't normally do bigger orders, but I'm doing it for you guys because I want you to see some of the different things that can occur if you take a bigger order. Now, this particular customer tipped pretty good. She tipped $12 on this order, which is really good, and she didn't live far from the store, so it really wasn't that bad. But I just want to show you guys this. I'm not going to show you me scanning every single item or anything. Just going to kind of show you, some of our text messages and things like that. So they were out of the King's Hawaiian 24 rolls. They did have the 12 pack. So I asked her if she wanted the two 12 packs so you can kind of see things and make suggestions for replacements. She was also adding items while I was in the store. So this is just an example of the different things that can happen on a bigger order. So here's another example. She wanted 3 of the Green Wise lamb rib chops. They only had 2. She did have a replacement of the shoulder blade chops. So I'm going to ask her if she wants the 2 lamb rib and then the 1 shoulder blade. So again, just examples. The more items that you shop, the more chances something may not be available. This all slows you down. So, depending on the tip and, the pay for the batch, it's just going to really depend on if you should take it and if it's worth your while. So here we have another item that's completely out of stock. I do see that she has a replacement, so I'm going to ask her if she wants that replacement. And I'm also going to take a picture of the butter aisle so she can see if there's something else that she may want. And this particular item right here is completely out of stock. The replacement that she preferred is out of stock as well. So, she won't be able to get this one unless she wanted to pick something else. She was fine with being refunded, so I will refund the customer. So here is her order. She had about 22 items total. That's still not like a big order, but for me, it's a medium-sized order. I only do orders that have, a third of what she has. So, yes, refunds, replacements, stuff out of stock. So yes, this is what you can expect with a big order. So now I'm just making sure everything's bagged properly, because most of the time the baggers don't bag stuff with care and they don't put the proper stuff with the proper stuff. So you want to make sure you do that, because at the end of the day you are the shopper. So it's going to come back on you. So you want to have dairy with dairy, just common sense stuff, but also things that other people don't really think about or consider, because it's not there, they're not thinking like that. Okay, everybody, so this particular day, which was today, New Year's Eve, I did make $27.01. I only did 2 batches. I was going to go for 6 because they were doing a promo, but I had just did a promo the previous day, Saturday the 30th, and I did the whole promo, and so I was very tired, so I could not do any more batches today, but I did make the $27.01. It took me 1 hour and 54 minutes, so let's just round that up to 2 hours. So again, that goes back into the $15 an hour that I told you guys about before. So yesterday, I made $145.95. It took me 4 hours and 53 minutes. Round that up to 5 hours, that's about $29 an hour. So you can really make some decent money. It's going to depend on the day. It's going to depend on if any promos are going on. And of course, it's going to depend on your tips. I did get a $45 tip from one customer. So, all of that stuff definitely helps. Okay. So yeah, I hope this video has been helpful for you guys. You know that I appreciate you so much for watching. If you do try Instacart, definitely let me know. If you tried it in the past, definitely let me know. Leave any questions or comments below. And I hope this video has been helpful. Make sure you hit the like button, and I will definitely see you guys in my next video.